have feelings.
Oh my gosh, you
Feelings.
do?
Oh, and they have stirred up tonight. Like I am
It's so good. It's so freaking good.
in the best way possible. But yeah. Jim, do you have feelings?
I got all the freaking feelings. So Marley Jaxx, for those of you guys that don't know, and I don't know why you wouldn't know, just do better with your life.
No
But
spoilers, Jim.
she dropped a bomb, and it's amazing. And no spoilers, but we're gonna attach the YouTube video, and so you guys can chickadee check it out. And I recommend you do, because woo,
Ooh, baby.
Something massive just happened in some of my favorite things have collided, and it's kind of like nuclear in some sort of way. But oh man, I'm full of feelings.
I got a feeling.
The marketing world doesn't make me feel like this, and I am definitely I am buzzing. I am feeling this so much, but
it's awesome. It's just truly awesome. So there was a post that came out from Marley. I'll tell you the stuff that is out there, at least. There's a post that came out from Dan Henry recently, and it had some very unflattering things about Marley Jaxx. And the people just erupted, absolutely erupted. And Dan was continuing to post on it. People were kind of coming at Dan pretty harsh. And wow. That's all I'm gonna say. So
yeah.
When did this post happen?
The original post was 2 days ago, I believe. It might have been 3. And we tag Marley on here. Marley, if you can give us some specifics there, that would be good. But hopefully we can talk to her more about the whole thing. But
feelings.
So we'll leave that be. Leave that where it's at. And always support there, of course. But today, kids, buckle your seatbelts, because today we're talking about the year of content planning.
Yeah.
And there's been some things that have changed for those of you kiddies out there that have this from prior. Our own absolutely incredible mad scientist Molly has revamped this with some design, because mine wasn't great. And she has given us some really cool add-ons and things like that. So I want to go over it today with you guys, because who wouldn't like to know what they're going to plan for their content for an entire freaking year? Imagine what you can do with that kind of knowledge. What can you do? You can reach out to some big names, as an example. Month 8, I already know what I'm making. I can reach out to a big name and say, listen, I'm doing this topic in my 8th month of my content calendar, and I would be honored if you would like to come in and train on this particular topic. We could do it together. We can talk about a JV opportunity, something that would benefit you specifically. Now, as opposed to, hey, I really love you and I want you to come on now.
No.
And mind you, I've done that. And I will continue to do that for some cases, because I just love people and I want to see them again. But it's nice when you can plan it and we can know the entire layout of your year. And does that mean you're limited? No, it does not limit you. It gives you a framework to follow. So that way you're still contributing to your brand, your mission, your message, your movement all the way through the year. And then things that you put in there intermittently or put in between are up to you. Wouldn't that be nice? I feel compelled to make something today. I'm going to make it. Cool. Made it. Instead of, I need something that's going to drive traffic and I need this and I need that. And now the thing that you were interested in, you were passionate about, goes out the door, as well as the main thing, because we get frustrated. We get into research mode. We go down YouTube holes.
Oh, God.
Research holes. And then we get super upset with ourselves and we say, forget it. I'll try it again in a couple of days or tomorrow or some future date that will never, literally never come.
It's over. It's over for my life.
And then your ship goes down. So let's bring that ship up, baby. So let's do a little custom content blueprint, okay? So first things first, let's go ahead and hit the next slide here. I guess I'm going to do that slide.
2 words.
Gotta do that
custom.
All right, so first things first, we got to focus on one thing. I guarantee you, if you've been in, especially the ClickFunnels community for any span of time, they have told you and berated you and pounded this into your head. One thing on one channel to 1 million. Until you hit that point, don't talk about anything else. You pick your one thing, your one channel, to 1 million. Until you hit that point, there's no discussion. And I think that initially feels very limiting, right? It feels like we're being restrained, constrained, bottled up, boxed in, whatever metaphor you like to use. And it is not. Because focus is what is the name of the game. I've struggled with this. I know Marley struggled with this. I know Lefty has struggled with focus because there's so many things happening so fast. In particular, right now, the topic of the hour is the A to the I. So everyone is jumping into AI right now, trying to make something that will perform 100th as good as ChatGPT using ChatGPT. And so we need to put out the distractions, focus on one. It's going to be the very best thing for your business and for your brand. Anything you create in between is now passion. Okay? It's something that moves you and therefore will move others. You can have live shows. You can have other things on top of this, but this is your foundational content. To where if everything goes out the door, you still have this content going out into the world and telling people about who you are, what you do, and how you can serve them. And that is critical.
I have an open challenge.
I do not accept your challenge.
The open
no, what's up, Lefty?
You said one thing to 1 million. So
yes, sir.
I'm gonna say that if I get to 1 million subscribers, and that is, I'm far, far away from 1 million subscribers on YouTube. But if I hit 1 million subscribers, I will let the audience take my page over. I will stop talking about what I want to educate people on, and then I will just do open random videos for everybody else. You want me to cook a souffle? I'll cook a souffle. You want me to?
Well, no, careful. Open for everybody means that they can post to your stuff.
No, just give me suggestions on what I'm going to post.
Although I do kind of love that idea.
Yeah?
Of just melee chaos.
I will do 30 days of chaos.
You would do it would be an interesting contest. Okay, so now you went down this rabbit hole. Now I'm sorry for you that now you have to hear me play this out.
Do it.
So
do it.
Imagine a contest to where someone with an excess of followers, let's say at least 50,000. Okay. An excess of followers. You do run a contest for, let's say, 20 people. Yeah. Now, mind you, you look into their history a little bit. There's a little bit of vetting that needs to happen, so you're not going to get all the real crazy stuff. Like Doug Belton recently, this week, had some very aggressive pornography shown on one of his trainings. Someone copied someone else's name and then decided to share pornography while he was mid-training.
What? I was wondering what happened.
So he hit that stage gate. I feel awful for him. And he is playing defense, trying to track down this person. And I just feel awful for him. It sucks that happened. And, hopefully there's not people that resonate or that think that he resonates with that in any way. And, I'm sure people all get it.
Yeah.
But there's the occasional person that's like, oh, bye. So that would suck.
We're coming for your search history, Doug. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But imagine the contest is these 20 people get to post to my profile for this week. Can you imagine how insane that would end up being?
Oh,
It'd be nuts.
I'm in.
That would be fun.
Oh yeah.
That would be crazy. And you'd have to pick people that are energetic, that actually get out of their house and like make stuff,
Mm-hmm.
But that would be very interesting. So anyway, so Lefty hits 1 million and he's just going to be your robot people. Whatever you tell him to do, he'll do it. He'll do the chicken dance, which is, I mean, I'm sure what was the first thing on your mind. But whatever you want.
30 days. I will do whatever you guys want for 30 days.
After that, super professional suit and tie content.
But leaving all of the crazy content up.
Yeah. You just see me all prim and proper. Like,
so we have this on the screen and we're not doing it.
Exactly. This is an example of what not to do.
I love this so much. Don't do
the irony.
Don't do this. Next slide. So, things to consider when you're making your 30 days content. What kind of content is your audience currently consuming? Where are they hanging out? What are they doing? What do they dig? So, where I like to start first is the YouTubes. Okay? So, give me a random topic.
Plumbing.
Beautiful. Mario. Love them. So,
great movie. Absolutely great movie.
So I didn't see it, but I will.
Oh,
so,
amazing.
Nope, we're not going to do it. So things to consider. Where are they hanging out? I go on YouTube. Yeah, nice. And I will look up plumbing. And so if there's a particular area of plumbing that you are a specialist in, look that up. So what's a specialist area in plumbing? Maybe indoor plumbing, commercial plumbing, maybe repairs.
Do-it-yourself plumbing for renovators.
DIY. Yeah, for renovators. So I would look that up on YouTube and see what comes up. Now, first stop is not the video. Kind of counterintuitive, I know. I just go right to the comments. Now, the comments will tell you whether or not to watch that video. So if the comments are like, wow, you really missed this. You dropped the ball on that. Where's this? You don't know what you're talking about. This is awful. Why'd you make this video? Why are you wasting your life? You should hide in a closet. Like if they get into that realm, then you know there's a gap in the market. Keep searching down that rabbit hole and you're going to copy this down into a Google Sheet. Okay. As we're going along, you're going to make a Google Sheet of all these problems that the market is having that may or may not be being addressed, okay? Because those are gaps in the market that you can fill with your content. Now, if all the comments are like, oh my God, mind blowing, you're a gift to plumbing. Like you are the best plumber of all time. I will only watch your content for the rest of my life. You are the best gift to plumbing ever. Now I watch the video. Because if there's no real negative content, that means the content was really good and it met the needs of the market. And so now I watch the video and I take notes on the different topics covered in that video. And the beautiful thing about YouTube is that it'll sometimes give you chapters and it'll break down what's being discussed.
Chapters are awesome.
Chapters are awesome.
I love
and it helps with SEO, by the way. Oh, see, we got a savvy plumber here. So they have chapters. So that's really cool is because now I can write those down as topics. And if it's a really killer video, I'll transcribe it. And I'll break it down into an outline. Okay. So now this is the market. This is the new marketplace, right? This is our current digital marketplace in my eyes, right? That's the way I see it. You go to market and you get feedback from market. So if you're not selling something to the market, you need to interact with people that are transacting. Mm-hmm. And that's YouTube. We transact by giving information, getting feedback. Now, is that information what the market wanted, or was there a gap left behind? If there's a gap, you fill that gap. If there's not, then you take notice of that information that resonated with the audience. You still need to spin it your own way and make it unique. So let's say the content that killed it wasn't DIY renovation, it was DIY commercial. Okay. But the audience freaking loved it. Okay. Killed it. So now you can make that actually work for you, because a lot of that content's going to translate from one to the next. So I would take notes and I'd spin that stuff my way towards DIY renovation. So that's where I start. That's square one, is where are they hanging out? What are they consuming? So now that's what are they wanting? That's what are they wanting? So now where are they hanging out? So where are the plumbers? Where do plumbers congregate? Where do they go for information? Where do they go to get leads? Okay. So let's say you find out there's this 5 or 6 big Facebook groups that all these people congregate to. And it's like, if you ask a plumber, they know these. That's where you go for info. Or like, I ran into this special plumbing situation. I don't have the answer. This is where I go. And it might be YouTube, which is great. YouTube's a platform, which also happens to be a search engine, which is wonderful. Okay. Dissecting your content. So next is, what is your goal for your content? Okay. What do I mean by goal? What I mean is, do you want them to take an action? Do you want them to consume more content? Do you want them to get on a newsletter, get their name, number, email? Do you want them to comment, just to engage back to you? Is it a branding play to where you don't ask them to do anything? You just want them to know, hey, I'm here, and I'm going to keep showing up here all the time until you're ready for my help. Right? Right. So, and there's all those different goals. And then there's a secondary goal. How do you want someone to feel when they're done watching your content? Motivated, controversial, maybe angry. There's definitely content out there that's designed for that. Maybe, you guys are killing me. Maybe you want someone to reach out for help. Maybe you want, all right, that's done. So how do you want them to feel? Okay. That's the goal of your content. Slide.
What?
So we get into content pillars. Okay. Content pillars are the biggest level of content topics that you have for your entire year, of which there are 4. Okay. So you have one thing to talk about. We'll just stay with the course. All right. Plumbing. Our friend Mario is wanting to do DIY renovation for plumbing. Okay. So what would his 4 content pillars be for the entirety of the year? What is it that we're going to talk about? 4 topics underneath that heading of plumbing for DIY renovation. Mario's plumbing, whatever. Or it's a me plumbing. Whatever you want to call it. So it might be tools, okay? Or it might be hacks, tips, tricks. It may be, you know, if it's for the business owner, it's going to be different than for people needing. We all want them to feel angry. Robert, you're awesome. So, so it's going to change depending on who you're actually talking to. Are you talking to other plumbers that want to start up their own business in the DIY renovation space? Or are you talking to people that want to do this in their own homes? And you're giving them advice as a plumber, an authority on how they can do DIY renovation plumbing in their own home. Now, once you decide which one of those is going to be, So we need to decide which one do we want. And
Let's
there are
I think
others,
it's up to
mind
you.
you, but what's that?
I was gonna say, let's go with the business owner.
Business owner?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you're going to open up your own, I guess it wouldn't be DIY then, right?
I mean, well,
Do it yourself.
no.
Yeah, so let's do someone who's getting into house flipping and wants
Okay,
to start
perfect.
learning the tools they need in order to turn
Perfect.
this into a business.
Perfect. So pillar one may be how to structure the deal. Okay, because you don't get a house until you get the deal done. And the deal can include financing and the work that goes into it and all that kind of stuff. So it's a big, meaty topic. You want big topics here, okay? Next thing for home renovation and flipping may be tools and renovation. You actually, the job, fixing it up, repairing it, and how far is too far. So maybe it'll be called to repair or not to repair. Do I do it or do I not? That's a big topic. Okay. So maybe another one in the renovation and flipping space is going to be people, how to hire the right teams, how to structure your business, how to do operations end of things, right? The operational aspects of your business. And the final is close the damn deal, make some money. And then what do you do with the money? So close, money. So those are your 4 big meaty topics. Okay. And now, mind you, as we go along, if those aren't meaty enough, we'll make adjustments to them. Okay. This is a living document. Okay. It grows with you and it can change with you as well. Okay. So now we break it down in those 4 pillars. We break those down into 4 each processes that make up that pillar. Okay. So you're starting to see it's going to become more of like a March Madness kind of a bracketing system. Okay. As we progress here. So go ahead. Next one. All right. So these are our processes. Okay. Yeah, we can just stay with this one. That's fine. So same idea. What is a process that makes up that pillar? So one of our pillars was how to find the deal. So we're going to stick with the deal for the rest of this, okay? But you could extrapolate this over the other ones as well. So how to structure the deal, get the deal. So process 1 may be how to find them, how to find houses that are going to fit your criterion. One could be how to make your criterion. The next one could be how to know a good deal from a bad deal. Or the 4th one could be, I don't know, on this one, contracts. So how to structure the legal aspects so you don't get burned. Okay. So, and then you do this for each of those pillars. Okay. It doesn't have to take a long time. This should be very quickly. Okay. So next one. So now this is talking about the same process. Now we go into talking points. So yes, we go 1 layer deeper. Each of those pillars has 4 processes, and each of those 4 processes has 4 talking points. So what are 4 talking points that we can talk about in regards to Mario's flipping renovation thing? And then we go into how to structure a deal. And then we go into the next one is, well, let's say contracts. And now we're into talking points, 4 talking points under contracts. So what are 4 things that we can discuss in regards to making a good contract for a flipping deal? So maybe we talk about the different types of contracts. Is it a sandwich deal? Is it a land contract? Is it a straight purchase? Is it there's any number of creative ways of purchasing a home, especially in a flipping deal, right? Do you have grants? So on. So that's number 1 is what type is it? Next is how to choose. Which one should I go with? What makes each one uniquely good? And will it match my particular situation? The next one is how to know or how to get it to be legally binding. And then the next one might be talking about earnest money down, and maybe talking about how much cash should you put in? Is there an opportunity to not put in cash so you can spend more on the flip? So creative structuring of that contract. Okay. So now we have 4 talking points underneath how to structure the contract, underneath how to make the deal, underneath Mario's plumbing or Mario's renovation. And we do that with each set. Okay.
And in the workbook, you have all of these pages that you can print out. All the white pages are designed for you to print them out. If you're a paper and pen kind of person, if you want to put them onto your iPad or your tablet and you want to write all over them, there's pages in here for you to brainstorm your talking points. Just get those ideas out. And then there's also pages for you to organize that information as well.
Beautiful. So now what ends up happening is, do we have the full picture on here? The full hierarchy? Like the big monster?
No, not that I...
Okay.
I will look.
We will add that in at a later time. But anyway, when you're all done with this bracketing system... Okay, go ahead.
We do. After we have titles and hooks.
Beautiful. So can we make this the whole screen for just a moment? And still hear me?
Give me a moment and I can make that happen.
Okay. Well, anyway, so if you're looking at a bird's eye view now of the entire thing, right? So now what you'll notice, and you may have noticed as you're going through this process, is you end up with an extra week of content. Each one of these pillars correlates to a quarter of the year. Now, each one of the processes is a month of the year. So you end up with one whole extra month, if you'll notice, because each one has 3. 3 times 4 is 12. We have 4 per each one. I gave you an extra one on purpose. And the reasoning for that is that now you have a beautiful little outline of a masterclass, of a JV opportunity, of a PDF that you can give away as a lead magnet that month that's going to directly correlate to the subject matter you're already talking about in your content. And it's already conveniently created. You have that for each quarter. You're going to have one of these trainings, master classes, products that you can make, whatever it may be. You have the outline already structured, ready to rip. So that's one of the beautiful things about this is it also becomes, can you make me teeny?
Working on it.
Okay, yeah, no worries. We'll figure it out. I'm sure you guys can see this for the most part, right? So like I said, 4 quarters, and then you have 3 months per quarter, and then you have an extra month per quarter, and that's essentially an outline for something you can give away, for something you can give away, for something you can sell. You know, you could be building up to, you know, the whole month you're working on building up and launching that 4th month, which is going to be a product or a masterclass or a JV opportunity or whatever it may be. And it's also really cool because now when you look at this whole thing in its entirety, it's actually your outline for your high ticket course, coaching program, for the structure for your consulting of what you take people through as a customer journey. It is literally a recipe for success for your entire year. And it is not restrictive. Remember, this is not the only end all be all. This is a living, breathing document. If you don't like how something's going or the vibe has changed for you, still stay with that one thing, but you can make adjustments underneath that if you need to. It's a living, breathing document that's made to accommodate change. And so if you follow this recipe, the whole thing generally takes about 2-ish hours if you dedicate time and focus, shocker, to it. And if not, it can be done over 2 nights in about an hour and a half a piece because of, you know, diverted attention. But when you're done, ask Molly what it's like every week to know exactly what she's talking about. What difference does that make?
Oh, it's fantastic because I don't know. I know there's a couple entrepreneurs out there who might have a life outside of their business. So this is just I know this isn't for everyone, but for those few of you who want to have a life outside of the content you're creating and you want to spend your time doing things like whatever it is you want to do that isn't always thinking about what your content's going to be, having this structure is incredible. And I'm someone who likes to pre-record some stuff so I can have vacation time, for example. And this allows me to do that. I have business partners, so I can say to Jim, hey, we have these topics coming up. Do you know of any fantastic guests that might be able to complement what we're talking about? Heck yeah, we can do that. We can also look at what content's coming up because remember, pillars, those content pillars, those key topics that are going to keep coming up in your business are also fantastic to create your ebooks and your opt-in content. So we know ahead of time, a year in advance, okay, these are the kinds of opt-ins that we should be creating, or these are the types of themes we need to be focusing on. Months in advance, we can do that. We can hook stuff up. Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. And you guys know me, I have constantly been trying, I'm on this mission this year, right? To convince Lefty that we need to we need to get Lefty to pay attention to creating his own year of content plan, because having this structure does not reduce his ability to be creative and be flexible and be spontaneous. And yeah, I'm on my soapbox about that. I'm hashtag calling my shot about that.
Exactly to the opposite. Speaking to that, Lefty, now you can do series that builds up to a culmination and a climax. You know, to where everything is a bit that builds up to this crescendo. And I know you love the drama, man.
So, speak on this.
You want me to speak on this? I feel like you should speak on.
No, I'm saying I'm going to speak on this.
Okay.
Wait.
Let me put you on the soapbox for a second.
Okay.
I want to put you on the.
And pay attention to his awesome haircut. He's looking good. No, not me.
Hey. So, that is kind of what I did this year with my 100-day free masterclass on VSLs. So that is not exactly how you guys structure it, but there is a structure, right? It's the one thing. I'm not just going off of what I want to talk about at that specific moment like I used to, which also led me to a little bit more free time because I finally understand the power of scheduling. So
say that again.
Yeah, so I know the power of scheduling. I never hated or disliked scheduling, but I've learned to start scheduling my content so I can make time to create more content. And
he's learned. Yay, we did it,
Jim. Well, look, I mean, it's not something that, well, the way I was performing before was really spontaneous. I wasn't creating something out of a specific topic, right? So now that I have something towards a specific topic, it's easy to schedule, and I still find those spontaneous moments where I'm just like, oh, I got to film that right now and just put it out there and let everybody see it. But I really like scheduling. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to keep that up because I don't know what I'm going to actually put out after my 100-day masterclass. I do have, honestly though, I do have 17 other ad types that businesses don't actually use that I could talk about, but those are only like maybe 3 to 5 segments each. 5 is if I'm like really stretching it. But yeah, I think I can make about 300 pieces of content if I used all 17.
Nerd.
Loser.
Well, do we want to get back to the second half of the custom content blueprint?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's go.
All right, so titles and hooks. Titles and hooks, Lefty's favorite. And Lefty, feel free to contribute here because I know that you are a master at this, my friend.
Okay.
So carry on. We'll go on to the next slide. So here's some examples of kind of attention-grabbing starters. Okay. And now with the advent of ChatGPT, you can even just go and visit there and look for some examples that may stimulate your mind into coming up with something cool. But the following are 10 examples I came up with that may help you out, right? So the top 10 branding mistakes you need to avoid, which has been, the top 10, top 7, top 8, top 9 has been used for a very long time because it works. Make an impression in your new job in just 3 minutes. So big promise, time constraint. Best ever newbie-friendly crafting videos. So now it's something that someone would assume is difficult. Now we're saying it's perfect for you if you are just getting started, which most of the people likely are. Famous Italian recipes made easy. So there may be a conception that Italian recipes are very difficult. Okay. 3 quick and easy ways to get your kids to do their homework. Which if you've ever been around kids that are doing homework or have your own kids that are doing homework, that is a thing. All right. So the secret to writing your first information product in 10 days. So again, lofty goal, time constraint.
Secret information.
Secret information. Yes, absolutely. Little known, unknown, underground. You can use a lot of those.
What they don't want you to know.
Yeah. 7 unknown landing page do's and don'ts. Lefty was 17 secret ad formats that the FBI doesn't want you to know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. That'd be a funny title though, because it's like, what? 5 easy ways to write a killer headline, which is funny because it's the headline. How to make the best chocolate cake without a lot of calories, which is my ultimate dream. So if any of you have the answer to that, send it to me immediately.
Put them in the comments below.
Yeah, because I need that in my life.
Hashtag feed Jim.
Feed Jim, yeah. Take your talking points and have fun converting them into titles. Because remember, this is you sharing your passion with the world. This should not be a chore, okay? We make it a chore.
Yeah.
And that is a bummer that we make it a chore because this is people's inlet to your world. This is them saying, this is you saying, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is how I can serve you. And if you're irritated going into it, then you're going to translate that to the audience. And what does that feel like when you've seen someone either anxious, moody, pissy, frustrated, delivering good content? It gets lost. It gets lost. And that's super, super unfortunate. It's a matter of, this is like, if someone opens their door, someone knocks on your door, okay? Content's at the door. And then you open the door and they're like, do you want it or not?
Okay.
Close the door. It's like, that's not how we want to come across to our people. We want it to be like, hey, I'm so pumped to share this with you because I'm so passionate and excited about it that if I don't tell you about it, I might just explode. Like that is so much better of a translation and might get that door to stay open a little bit longer. Okay. All right. Next one. Schedule your plan. Okay. So go ahead and move on to the next one as well. So this is to where now we attach these to a calendar. Okay. You want to slap these into an actual calendar. So you'll notice that there's the P1, then there's the pillar 1, and then there's the processes, and then there's the talking points. Each one of those talking points minus 1 month of content, and it's 4 talking points, because that's our freebie to use as we please, are a week's worth of content.
Yeah.
And you can even take this one step further if you're feeling frisky.
Oh, baby.
And you can make it 4 more, break them down into 4 more, and now you have short form content. And so you can approach it that way, to where you have short form content to create the entire year that is literally in line with what you're doing. And now you add your pizzazz onto it, right? Now you can experiment with how you deliver that content, but you know the subject matter. Lefty may have something to say.
Okay, well, no, because you're talking about, I assume you were just kind of slightly speaking on the long form. So you got to treat the long form like the short form now. Like, lose the, yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Get right into
hop right in. I couldn't agree more.
Those like 3 to 5 seconds, like, unless you're just like a rock star, unless you're a superstar, unless you just have like subscribers and watch time hours for days, nobody is going to care about your fluff, right? So get right into it. Lose the intro, lose the, hey, what's up, everybody? This week's episode is going to be, no, just say the hook right off the bat. And even for the short form content, the less amount of characters you can use in your titles, the better. It just makes it more clear, more concise. And the more clear and more concise you are, the easier it's going to not only allow you to, give the information, but it's going to allow people an easier time to digest that information, because you're not giving so much while they're trying to listen. And realistically, when we're on social media swiping and swiping and swiping, I really don't want to have to go back and watch your video 52 times because I couldn't catch it the first 2 or even the first time.
Well said. Well said. I appreciate you very much, Lefty. And for those of you that have been living under a rock, Lefty creates some absolutely stunning short form content and some long form content as well of his own. So definitely check him out if you get an opportunity. Createwithlefterrace.com. Give you a little shout out there, my friend.
Thanks, baby girl.
That happened. Cool.
That happened. It's live.
All right. So now you're going to plug each one of those talking points into a week. Literally, whatever your day is to create content, which you have to plan. Make sure you're consistent. Friday Night Live every Friday, unless we all have some kind of crazy COVID occurrence.
Story.
That happened.
That happened. But people come to expect things. If people are like, hey, the newest episode of Breaking Bad was coming out and it didn't come out that day, it's like, dude, what? Why? I was expecting my Breaking Bad. Deliver. Come on, man. Or you got to address it. You have to at least address it and say, listen, we know you're expecting, Walter White. We're sorry that he won't be here making meth today, but he'll be back next week with twice as much meth. We promise you, twice as much.
And for those of you who don't have that giant audience, you're sitting there going, but Jim, I don't have people who are sitting there expecting me to show up, because when I show up, no one's there. I want to say to you guys, I feel you.
Yeah.
Don't think about the audience expecting you then. Think about you needing to show up to build that expectation.
So well
you
said.
need to show up in order for them to have something to be excited about. They can't rally behind you if you don't stand up and start talking. So start showing up, have that consistency, and rely on this content as your schedule, as your background, as your rallying cry behind you. And I promise you, if you just allow yourself to fall back and allow this system to happen, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
You just look and you're like, okay, today, this is what I'm talking about. Bam, done.
And to go based on that, right? Like, there's been so many times where I might stumble across a new creator, and the first thing that I want to do is what else do they have? That's the first thing that goes on in my mind. So you can easily show up 10 times and have a big fat goose's egg in your room. No one is there. No one is showing up. But the 11th episode, one person decides to show up. And I can guarantee you that one other person is going to want to also see previous stuff.
Everything else you got. Yeah.
You know, I want to say at least 7 times out of 10. I don't want to go as far as 9 times out of 10, but 7 times out of 10. If you have nothing previously for me to watch or someone to watch, they're more or less going to be like, okay, you know, I saw the one video, you know, that was great. Molly did a fine job, but I don't care to see anything else.
I call it the podcast effect. And that is, you have a killer podcast episode, and what do? They go to episode 1.
Yeah.
So that episode 1 becomes your best performing episode because of whatever the hit was. They want to know where it started.
Yeah. Just do it. Just get out there.
Just effing do it. So now you've got a calendar. Okay. You got a calendar with your content plugged in. You are ready to rip. So now, let's say you are showing up to 0 people. And I want to tell you and play off of what everybody else has said. And that is the first 100 episodes of anything you create are for you. Literally for you. I want you to make it like you're journaling your journey, right? This is a chronicle. This is for people. They're going to watch you at episode 400 and they're going to backtrack and they want to know where you started so that they can remember that you once were human. Because now you're a badass at 400. You got it all figured out. You have your voice. You know who you're speaking to. You know your avatar. You've got it dialed in.
Yep.
But you want to remind them that, oh, by the way, I didn't always have it figured out. That's why Russell Brunson still has his potato gun videos out in the world of him running around, almost blowing his hands off with a potato gun. It's because otherwise he's a billionaire.
Yep.
Can you relate to a billionaire? I can. But what he does is he allows you to see, I wasn't always that way.
And that allows you to see yourself in that story.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah.
You have to allow the audience to see themselves in you and their journey in yours.
Luckily, I've never been ashamed of anything that I've done, even if it's
you should be
severely. I should be.
But on that is the perfect transition to, we've got a little bit of a, we said at the beginning of this, we had feelings. We had feelings.
Oh, yeah, I got feelings.
And we got to wrap tonight's episode up, but I want you guys to, okay. I have too many feelings at this point to discuss this. Literally too many feelings. So Jim, tell everyone what their homework is for this week.
I'll tell you what your homework is. You need to go immediately watch Marley Jaxx's new documentary that she just released. It is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give the in a private chat so that we can disseminate that together. But you need to go watch it. It is homework for everyone that enjoys our show and frequents our pages, because it's incredible. Okay. And what she's doing and what has happened is amazing. And she's recorded it in a very, very just a documentary style, but it's a very much a Marley Jaxx style of a documentary, if that makes sense. So check it out. You won't regret it.
Oh,
and
I'm 6 minutes in and it's
wait
crazy
to talk to you guys about this. We're going to set, it may even be a pre-Friday Night Live, because I'm getting pretty pumped about talking about this. We may not be able to wait, but we will notify you at least, a day in advance before we go and do anything crazy. But I need to talk about this and I'm itching already.
Yeah.
Jim,
Yeah,
6.5 minutes in, and it's so good. And this is like I can't wait to watch like the rest of the, I think, 24 minutes that I'm missing.
It's 30 minutes
okay.
long.
How about this? How about this? It's 30 minutes long. Can we do a Saturday Night Live and talk about this?
That's
Like
a maybe.
tomorrow?
Like tomorrow.
That's a maybe.
That's a very big maybe.
Okay.
I can be in on that. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll make it happen. I'll have
We'll
my
make it happen.
people. You're my people, so we'll talk about it.
My people
Yeah.
will call your people, and
Yeah,
we're gonna do a
which just means we're gonna talk to each other. Yeah.
very special episode because I got feelings.
Oh,
Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
Saturday Night Live, baby.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Dude, we finally made it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna host Saturday Night Live.
We're hosting Saturday Night Live.
We're hosting Saturday Night Live.
Whoa! By the way, for those of you that are feeling lonely and afraid to start content, I just want you to know
that you can call his personal
camera,
phone number.
right below my camera. Okay, for every video that I shoot, I don't feel alone. Do you want to know why? Because I have this picture up.
Oh my goodness, no,
and this is who I talk to when I'm filming my videos. Okay, that's Jim. Jim's with me all the time.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
He just looks at me and I know, like, damn it, I know.
Sorry, I'm not better looking.
Do it again. Oh my god, I screwed up the line. I know. Okay, one more time. We got this. And then he looks at me with that look. I know I could have said it better, Jim. I know.
This look.
Yeah, that right there.
Oh, that threw me completely off. And on that note, what would Jim do other than blush and look like an idiot? Not much, it turns out. So let's wrap it up.
All right, my friends, thank you all so much for joining us for this episode of Friday Night Live. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to get your hands on your own copy of the custom content blueprint. Comment custom content down in the comments, and we'll make sure we get a copy of it slid into your DMs wherever you are. We will see you this time tomorrow for our special edition of Friday Night Live, where we get to host Saturday Night Live. Yay!
Oh, I'm so pumped. That's awesome.
Do your homework, kids. It's good for you.
So is it going to be 8 p.m. or 9 p.m.? Which one are we doing?
Let's do 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
I'm an old lady. I go to bed.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Be excellent to each other.